Bhattacharya.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, one thing that surprises me now that I've moved into the IT sector is that if you look at digitization world over, Indians out of India are actually doing 30 to 35% of the global implementations. And that is one of the reasons why your exports are showing great numbers, because much of it is services export, software services export. But when you look at the survey regarding Indian industry, especially legacy industry, we are laggards there. So we have the talent, we have the knowledge, we do it for the world, but we are not doing it for ourselves. Is there anything that the government is doing in order to create an ecosystem so that there is better digitization, especially for legacy industries and especially for the public sector?
Well, the fact that we recognize service as a software as a service, SaaS, is because we want to make sure that itself gets the focus and the attention which is so required. I'm at least talking to the banks, you're there, you've been there, to make sure that each one had their own. We want a system where each talks to the other, so that the client at the end of the day should be able to say, right, I get the benefit of digitization, not in a silo, but it should be. In fact, yesterday when I met the foreign minister of UK, I did mention this as one of the things, because I did ask her if they knew in the context of digital payment, SWIFT and so on. She did remind me, saying SWIFT is Belgian, not so much British. The conversation went on this kind of a track where I did say, all right, I'm not here to decide who you'll have sanction put against. And in that, SWIFT could also be one of the things. But did you work out unintended consequences which might hurt people who are into SWIFT but who have nothing to do with the conflict? Because in the last couple of decades, whether it's financial sector or any other, the emphasis has been on greater deepening of the global value chain linkages. And in every sector we tried saying we should have a global value chain built across the world, and you should have it. Now, if after tempting people to go into it, and rightly, nicely, suddenly sanctions happen in one end of the world, I'm sure like a billiards table, you'll have one ball going somewhere this side. I did raise this issue, and therefore I said, for a country like India, which has shown absolutely fantastic success in UPI and the payments domain, as it were, wouldn't it be better to have UPI-like system talking to another system like the SWIFT, so that we wouldn't have the rough edge of an unintended stroke hitting us? So these are matters will have to be looked at with greater current day's challenge in mind, so that we are ready for future.